other things that are affecting your day-to-day living, here in the United States and around the world as well. We
Trump'ın
thank you to those
konuşması birazdan
international
başlayacak.
outlets or viewers that
Merhabalar
we could tune
herkese.
in
Kader
so
anı.
we could showcase what's actually happening in the United
Bakalım
States.
neler
We see
söyleyecek.
that on the rallies, for example,
100
other
milyar dolarlık bir
groups would go
yatırımdan
to
bahsetmesi
after the rally.
bekleniyor.
Maybe there was an agenda, maybe there
Birazdan
wasn't,
canlı
but
yayında
not showing the crowds, and that's why we jumped in here roughly starting in 2015 to show you what
bunu
actually was
açıklayacak.
happening on the
Eğer
ground with this
dediklerini
national
yaparsa
phenomenon of this
kripto
businessman who
kurtulacak.
was
Bugün
really well
karar
known,
günü
especially for his work on The Apprentice and reality TV, to then
ve bir
become
canlı
the
yayını
leading
televizyondan
presidential candidate and
kanala vermek
ultimately the
istedim.
45th and
Belki
47th
arayan
president of the United
bakmak
States. I
isteyen
mean, it's an all-American story.
It is an all-American
olabilir.
story, and we're hearing from First Lady Melania Trump 30 minutes ago saying, "Be best. On my way to the Hill to advocate for the Take It Down Act bill. I urge Congress to pass this important legislation to safeguard our youth." So we'll hear more about that. About 30 minutes ago, that from the First Lady on her X page, and then the White House
Hala
reposting
çıkmadı
that.
yayına.
We're also seeing a
Bekliyoruz.
report from WNBC that Pope Francis suffers new breathing crisis, is back on non-invasive ventilation. That, according to Vatican, and Breaking 911 posting that with WNBC as well. So following a number of stories here live right now. And later today, of course, we have a number of interviews coming up. We may have to record some of them depending on what's live. But the Christian artist Chris Tomlin will be joining us at about 2:45 Eastern time, depending on what's going on with the live events. And then also a bit later, Harrison Fields, along with the press office at the White House, will be joining us at about 5 Eastern. And again, if we're not live at that time, we will be able to record these interviews and air
Hadi
them,
Trump cırcır mı oldun ya? Hadi. Milleti
the way the
bekletiyorsun.
news cycle's been, it could be later tonight, could be tomorrow morning.
Right, and we love to give you that deep dive as well with our interviews, especially recently coming off the heels of CPAC and the great opportunities we've had there of interviewing people, even international leaders like Nigel Farage here at the network, so you can hear directly from them how they view things going on in the world, especially with the hot topics of Russia and Ukraine. And I can't wait to see your interview with Harrison. That'll be great because you might have recognized his great work here at Right Side Broadcasting Network as he joined us for a number of rallies during the campaign season.
Exactly, and of course, looking forward to if
Bakalım hep
any White
beraber
House press
neler olacak.
briefings this week, we'll bring that to you live, and any other announcements. I mean, today this was something that we saw on the president's schedule earlier this morning, that there would be an announcement at 1:30 Eastern. Of course, it's now 2 o'clock, right on the nose there. So as soon as we get that live feed, we'll go to it. And you can see, of course, the First Lady will hold a roundtable discussion. So we'll be able to check out these various live events. And in some cases, if we have to record it or upload it, you'll be able to still see it, whether that's on Rumble or YouTube or wherever you're watching right now. So let's go to mypillow.com/RSBN. Obviously, the mega sale still happening, and it's always good to have a sale, especially with his great products.
Oh, yes, the My Cross, save 30%. How about a 6-pack of My Towels for $29.98, or those comfortable flannel sheets, $44.98. Give them a call today, 800-836-7566.
Böyle
mypillow.com/RSBN.
özel günlerde de çok fazla reklam işi oluyor. Kısa reklamlar değil de milleti böyle izletmek zorunda bırakıyorlar. Bilerek mi geç kalıyor, ne yapıyor, ne diye.
Yeah, there's so many awesome products with mypillow.com. So just go to mypillow.com/RSBN for up to 80% off of everything. It's always fun to peruse all those kind of things. With things like Amazon and all that too, it's hard not to sometimes just keep swiping, but you gotta save money too. So it's an interesting dynamic there. But mypillow.com, definitely, if you purchase anything using that RSBN promo code indirectly, we get some of that because it's a great partnership, and it's awesome to have people that donate to this network as well. Yes. Many people have donated to Right Side Broadcasting Network over the years, and we thank you for doing that. So all you have to do is text RSBN to 801-801. So just text RSBN to 801-801 as we continue to grow here at this network. And it will be great to interview and to see Christina Loren and Ashley Brassfield, who will be joining our coverage tomorrow through some interviews as we continue to grow at the network.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time to get out there. We want to take you
Oğlu
outside the
mu?
Beltway as well to see what's going on, perhaps in your neck of the woods. So we appreciate your support here at the
Eski
network.
görüntülerini gösteriyor. Tamam.
rsbnetwork.com/donate, or you can text right there,
Tüm
RSBN
dünya şu anda bu
801-801. We know it's hard right
görüntüye
now
kilitlenmiş
financially,
durumda.
with inflation, but this administration tackling it every single day. And I'm sure that might be a highlight in the speech as well tomorrow about those initiatives to really
Şu anda
see how it's
BTC
affecting your wallet
$1000
and your
yukarı aşağı yalıp
pocketbook,
duruyor
because that's a
deminden
big
beri
reason why
bakıyorum.
President Trump was elected
87
again in the first place,
900
to
dolarla
really
86
solve these
900 dolar
problems, these kitchen
arasında
table issues for most
1000 dolarlık
Americans.
hareketler
Definitely. So we're
yapıyor.
looking forward to seeing that speech tomorrow night. But of course, the
Bugün çok
announcement, whatever
iyi
that
yere
announcement is
gelmişti.
today, we'll
Fakat
be watching
geri geldi.
and learning more from President Trump. And I know that he seems, I think today he really probably
Şu an
is just looking to get out of the
87-400'de.
gate. Just like a racehorse. As soon as that thing opens, he's ready to go. This is also a live picture to the
Hadi
First
daha
Lady
hadi.
Melania Trump's roundtable discussion that'll be taking place. So this is what it looks like we'll be doing, unless I receive other directive, is as soon as we see the First Lady, we can go there live. We'll also be monitoring when President Trump's announcement will be. So we'll be able to take that live as well as we continue our live coverage here. So as long as that sounds good to everybody, I think that's probably what we'll do.
That sounds wonderful. It's and they're working at a breakneck pace, the two of them. So sometimes they might have different events at the same time, but it's nice to see such an active and responsible First Lady, and someone who I think at times can be underestimated, but was so impressive. Remember, they were out in California, Pacific Palisades, really talking to the people who lost so much. I mean, in some cases, their entire properties and their homes. So it was just sad and tragic to begin with. But she was speaking in her traditional Sylvanian tongue. So that was really great to see, with someone who was living there in the Palisades and really trying to figure out what would be best for that moving forward. So perhaps another thing President Trump can cover tomorrow night with FEMA and its future, because they really failed the American people under the Biden administration.
They sure did. They sure did. I mean, because at the end of the day, now we're shifting over and looking at South Carolina with a number of fires there. So again, it comes down to common sense being used by our president to get rid of corruption in various parts of departments. And he has an all-star cast of patriots to do that job as well. So
Ben gidip bir çay alacağım,
speaking of an
geleceğim
all-star,
bakalım
the First
ne
Lady
diyecek.
Melania Trump to be there in just a little bit on Capitol Hill, as we're monitoring a lot of live news today here on this Monday, March 3rd. Looking forward to St. Patrick's Day. It's not that close yet, but it's getting there.
It's 2 weeks from today, one of my favorite holidays.
Yeah, definitely one of mine as well. It's just a fun holiday. And I remember being a part of a parade in one of the previous markets I worked in. It was a St. Patrick's Day parade, and it was just great to see all the people there and just having a great time. So
yeah.
It's and also I found out that I have some Irish in me as well. So
this is a really special one for you, realizing you are part of the chosen people.
That's great. Italian, Irish, and Cuban. My grandpa was from Cuba, so that's why I have the last name Alvarez. Is that the First Lady? Nope, that doesn't.
I think that's her.
That is her. Okay, so let's go
Senator
to
Cruz.
the First Lady Melania Trump right there for this roundtable on Capitol Hill.
Well, welcome everybody. And I want to start by thanking the First Lady for joining us today, and thank you for your support of this incredibly important legislation, the Take It Down Act, which has already passed the Senate unanimously, and I am hopeful that the House will soon take it up and pass it and put it on the president's desk to be signed into law to protect young women and young boys and all of those who are being victimized across the country. I also want to thank our brave victims and victim advocates who are here: Elliston Berry, Francesca Mani, Brandon Guffey, and Breeze Liu. Thank you for being here. Each of you have endured the unspeakable, and your courage standing up and speaking for others is really remarkable. I also want to thank Stefan Turkheimer with RAIN for your advocacy and support on this issue as well. Thank you for your leadership. And of course, I want to thank Senator Klobuchar, who is the lead Democrat sponsor in the Senate, and Representative Salazar and Representative Dean, who are the lead sponsors in the House, who've worked alongside in
Trump cırcır mı oldun ya?
bipartisan legislation.
Niye gelemiyor
If
acaba?
you're a victim of revenge porn or AI-generated explicit imagery, your life changes forever. Most likely, you've been targeted by someone you know, and you're likely struggling to have that material removed from the internet. Disturbingly, many of these victims are teenagers at American high schools who are facing a surge in AI-generated sexual images. Hundreds of teens, often targeted by their own classmates, are enduring senseless psychological harm, knowing that these fake images exist and they're still out there. And in many cases, there's no recourse for these teenage victims. But this issue extends beyond high school. There are thousands of cases where predators have used non-consensual intimate images to extort victims, both sexually and financially. And the results can be even more traumatic than financial loss, as we'll hear today. In dozens of instances, parents and siblings have suffered unbearable pain, having lost their child or their brother or their sister to suicide because the victim felt there was no way out from sextortion. Outside of high school, many adults are also dealing with the very real and dire consequences of having their sexually explicit images shared online without their consent.
Bunlar ne anlatıyor ya?
I've
Boş
heard
işler.
from victims of sexual abuse, of rape, of human trafficking, who strongly support the Take It Down Act.
Bulardaki
because
suçlardan
they
bahsediyor.
desperately want some
Seksüel
of the most
suçlardan,
traumatic moments
cinsellik
of their
üzerinden.
lives taken off the internet.
Boş değil. Aslında
The
önemli
Take It
olanlar
Down
bu.
Act
Ama
empowers
herkes
victims across the entire
parayla
United
ilgili,
States.
yatırımla ilgili
It
haberi
makes
bekliyor.
it a felony for these deviants to publish
Eğer
any
büyük miktarda bir
non-consensual
yatırım
intimate
gelirse
images,
yukarı gidecektir.
including
Yatırımın
fake,
geleceğini
lifelike
açıklayacak büyük ihtimal
pornographic images
100 milyar
of real
dolarlık.
people. Just as importantly, our bipartisan bill requires big tech to have a
Bu da
notice and takedown process so that
yapamayacak.
every victimized American, not just the rich and famous, but everyone,
American.
has a right to get these disturbing images taken offline immediately. We are today one step closer to making this dream a reality. Just 3 weeks ago, the Senate unanimously passed the Take It Down Act. Now it goes to my House colleagues, and I have every assurance and confidence that the House will take this up, pass it, and put it on the president's desk so that we can protect the victims of these predators. And we're very excited to be joined today by the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump. Mrs. Trump has long been a champion for protecting our nation's children with her Be Best initiative. And I can think of no more important issue for our First Lady to lean on than protecting children online. Your success will mean our
Nasıl
children's
evli ya?
success
Şu
in
kadına
healing
bak ya.
for thousands of victims. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to the First Lady of the
Biliyorsunuz
United
bunun
States,
karısı
Melania.
Trump'ın, Melania Trump, Rus asıllı. Putin'le de bağlantıyı bulma mı kuruyor? Nasıl yapıyorsa.
I think that should be on. It's not very loud.
Good afternoon. I'm here with you today with a common goal: to protect our youth
Çok az geliyor
from
hatun.
online harm. The widespread presence of abusive behavior in the digital domain affects the daily lives of our children, families, and communities. Addressing this issue is essential for fostering a safe and supportive environment for our young people. I hope today's roundtable builds awareness of the harm caused by non-consensual intimate imagery, and eventually the approval of the Take It Down Act bill in Congress. In today's AI-driven world, the threat of privacy breaches is alarmingly high. As organizations harness the power of our data, the risk of unauthorized access and misuses of personal information escalates. We must prioritize robust security measures and uphold strict ethical standards to protect individual privacy. As First Lady, my commitment to the Be Best initiative underscores the importance of online safety. In an era where digital interactions are integral to daily life, it is imperative that we safeguard children from mean-spirited and hurtful online behavior. Ensuring their protection is not just a responsibility, but a vital step in nurturing tomorrow's leaders. Here with us today is Alison Berry, a 15-year-old brave young woman. Alison's peers used AI to
Tabii içeri
create
gidiyorum, kusura bakmayın.
non-consensual intimate images of her and then spread the images across social media. They superimposed her face into pornographic content without her consent, solely to humiliate her. And authored, Alison's family contacted the social media companies for help. Their efforts fell upon deaf ears. Ultimately, the fake images circulated worldwide. It's heartbreaking to witness young teens, especially girls, grappling with the overwhelming challenges posed by malicious online content, like deepfakes. This toxic environment can be severely damaging. We must prioritize their well-being by equipping them with support and tools necessary.
Kızı ya, gelemeyeceğim mi kızım? Oğlum ya, hadi. 87.000'in altına düştü şu anda. 86.900.
To express themselves freely without the looming threat of exploitation or harm.
Dediğim gibi $1000 yukarı aşağı geziniyor.
The brave survivors of NCII, your strength
Ama sanki gözü yere doğru bakıyor, toprağa doğru.
To the advocates, your voices power our youth and hopefully bring change. And to the families, your unwavering love is a pillar of resilience. Thank you again to Senator Cruz, Speaker Johnson, House Majority Leader Scalise, Representative Salazar, Chairman Guthrie, Chairwoman McCain, Chairman Hare, and Representative Kahan for being here today and for your dedication to this important cause. I was heartened to learn that Senator Cruz and Senator Klobuchar united to prioritize this fundamental matter. I must admit, however, I expected to see more Democrats, leaders with us here today, to address this serious issue. Surely, as adults, we can prioritize Americans' children ahead of partisan politics. I urge Congress to prioritize the passage of the Take It Down Act bill. This legislation is essential for addressing the growing concerns related to online safety, protecting individual rights, and promoting a healthier digital environment. By advocating this bill, Congress can take an important